What's good, YouTube? This is AOC85 here, and I'm here to bring you guys another segment of the 411. Today, rather than have a car discussion, I think I wanted to have a little talk about, really briefly talk about YCS Orlando, and through that, start talking about the idea of net decking. Why net decking, you ask? Well, we'll get into it. So, YCS Orlando just finished this past weekend, or was it last past weekend? I'm losing track of time since I finished school. Anyway, this is my dog. You're gonna see him in a lot of my videos because he follows me everywhere I'm in the house. So if I'm doing a video in the house, he's gonna be here. Anyway, back to the subject. YCS Orlando finished. In case most of you don't know, Zombies or Zombie Plant Tengu, Zombie Plant variant took first place. And what's that gonna mean to the meta? It's probably going to mean that a lot of people who love zombies and thought zombies were dead are going to start running zombies again. It's probably going to mean that at your locals and at some regionals, you're going to see more zombie plant decks. It's going to mean that you're going to come across an occasional person who makes a zombie deck, brings it to your local or to a regional, does really well with it. He might claim it's his original idea, and then it will look strikingly similar to the YCS builds. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh, what we call this phenomenon where people go online or on the blog or on the website and see a deck they like, or at least like the concept of, and basically make an exact carbon copy with maybe one or two different cards here or there, is called net decking. Now, there's a debate, is net decking bad? I don't know. I'm not here to be a judge and tell you guys the right or wrong answer. I'm here to give you my opinion. Especially for beginners. Most beginners are going to start the game trying to have their ideas, looking at cards, and thinking that some of their ideas might work. They might splash a few cards together, and 9 times out of 10, especially for beginners, it's not going to work out. A beginner might try and build an Infernity deck and not really know where to go, and see Infernity Beetle, Infernity Beast, and Infernity, I think it's not an Archfiend, Infernity Destroyer, the level 6 Infernity, and think, oh, these guys have good effects. Beatles is still good, but Infernity Beast, my opponent can activate spell or trap cards. Okay, I might add it in the deck. Oh, Infernity Destroyer, he does 1600 burn damage. Pretty nice. But most seasoned Infernity players will tell you that these cards aren't really viable for the deck. So what happens next? The person goes online and sees an Infernity build and starts to see make up his deck in the, image of that deck he sees online. Because that deck works. It's won some sort of tournament, or it's done well, or it's posted by a person that people think is really intelligent in terms of Yu-Gi-Oh sense. If Robbie Cole or what's his face, Ryan Spicer, Billy Blake, or I forget his name, or even like Capital G, if they make a deck post on YouTube, most people are going to watch it, even if they're not sure they've tested it out, are going to see it and be like, oh well, this is a good deck. If it's on this guy's channel, I might want to copy it. So what does that mean to the average Yu-Gi-Oh player? Some people will tell you that that's stupid. It's really what works against the game for net decking really works against the game, because the idea of Yu-Gi-Oh is to be creative. I would say it's true. Yu-Gi-Oh is about creativity, which is what makes it fun. But I also say that net decking is very essential to the game. Obviously, I don't like the idea when someone sees a deck and then claims it's theirs, when they know good and well they copied it from a website. And it especially goes on here stateside in a TCG, because a lot of people go on websites like Shriek.net and see an OCG build, make it, post it on YouTube or take it to a tournament, and swear up and down that they had this original idea out of nowhere, when they know good and well that they saw an OCG deck that some Japanese dude made or some dude in Korea made and decided to call it their own. Now, is that net decking because there's two different, formats, two different games, the OCG and the TCG? Some people will say no, because it's two different places. I say, even if it's net decking, it's great that this person went on the the website or blog site saw a deck from the OCG that wasn't really being played here, or isn't ready here yet, which is often the case because the OCG gets cards before us, made a deck profile, tested it out, or played it, and brought it into the spotlight in the US. Because for me, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all about sharing ideas. That's why I have my channel. It's not to show you guys, oh, I'm intelligent with my decks, or my decks are super cool. It's to share my ideas with you guys, and hopefully get feedback from you to make my decks better, to make me a better Yu-Gi-Oh! Player, and a better person, because life is all about sharing ideas. If you can do it in Yu-Gi-Oh!, you can do it in medicine, you can do it in law, you can do it anywhere. Any class you go to, you'll benefit most from that class if the students engage with the teacher, engage each other, because you're all sharing ideas and bouncing ideas off of everybody. If you guys looked at one of my first deck profiles, the Destiny Hero deck, I made sure to let it be known that I saw this build from YCS. I think it was Charlotte? Was it Charlotte? YCS Charlotte? Maybe. Yeah, it was probably YCS Charlotte. I saw it. I have to go back and look at it myself, but I forget. I made sure I saw this build. I made sure to talk about the fact that this is not my original build. A dude from YCS Charlotte made this build. I liked it. I've been working on the Destiny Hero decks for a while, and it never worked out for me. And so I basically took his deck, made a few changes, and presented this deck as my own. I didn't say it's my original idea, but I did say the changes I made were mine to both the extra side and main decks. That I don't think is wrong. Maybe I'm biased because it's me, but I really believe that net decking to some extent is essential in Yu-Gi-Oh! Without net decking, we won't have people sharing ideas, because one person can't have, it can't be one single person who has the best deck ideas every single time. You never know who's living in Chicago, Ohio, a little podunk town in Indiana. Sorry, I'm Go 40. Or a town in like Rhode Island who will have a great idea for a deck, which he hasn't even seen yet, but once he gets to see it online, is able to make the tweaks, take it to a YCS, top with it. I'm pretty sure if you saw the top 32 deck list at YCS Orlando, you see how diverse they are. One of the decks, the Tech Genius deck that top 32, was actually a deck that was taken from the OCG, an anti-meta Tech Genius deck using Tech Genius cards in combination with Flamvels, and basically using all the Beasts and Beast support cards. That was not that dude's original deck. However, I applaud him for taking the idea from the OCG and bringing it stateside, because now people are going to see, oh wow, this is a different way to do Tech Genius decks. Let me try it. And that's just going to make the TCG expand in ideas and creativity. I personally love it when like multiple decks are all over the meta. It's kind of boring when you always know you're going to face 6 Samurais or Gravekeepers or Debris, Dunk, blah blah blah, or Monarchs all the time. And I think that was the best thing that came out of YCS Orlando. The fact that so many different decks topped, we're going to see so many different decks creeping up in regionals, in locals, and at nationals. And this is before Hyper Librarian comes out. So yeah. In the comments below, tell me what you think about net decking. What exactly does it mean to you? How does it affect the game? Are you for or against it? And if so, why? And as usual, YouTube, thank you for watching. Write comments down below. Thank you all for those of you who have been subscribing, and for those of you who will subscribe in the future. And if you weren't thinking about it, subscribe. Alright, AOC85 here, signing off. Peace.